Hi, and welcome to this insert of Successful Me. This is me in my most natural form, as I've told you before. I'm not going to be pasting on the makeup, and I'm certainly not going to be mincing words and trying to use flowery language, although this time I might have to, because I can't say the F word anymore because I'm back working at kindergarten, and it's actually kindergarten I wanted to speak about now. So since I'm living in Thailand, there's so many weird and wonderful things about this country and about the culture. And one of the things was this huge excitement around an event at the kindergarten, this new little kindergarten I'm working at. It's not so little, but yeah. So anyhow, today we were asked to turn up at 9 o'clock for like a welcome to kindergarten for our K1 students. And for the last week or so, we've been trying to practice with them to put their little hands on each other's shoulders and to walk in single file. But 3-year-olds, most of them are 2 or 3, they're not going to stick to it, you know, like, I mean, it's just their little attention spans are so short. So yeah, you can do it for short distances, but 25 little ducks in a row, it doesn't always work that way. So we were happy when other kids were not in the playground, etc., to distract them, because then they'd keep their little hands on each other's shoulders and tick, 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 and they'd be going to the playground or wherever we were taking them, and they'd basically stay in single file. However, when there are other children around, they kind of get confused and start following this class or that class, and then one will stop in the middle and look at a bug on the ground, or another will stop and cry because their friend has squished their shoulders too hard, and chips, our little train is broken. Okay, so it will probably improve as time goes by. But today we had to make that train, and we had to join the other couple of hundred kids out on the playground for a welcome event. What I didn't say at the beginning of this video is that I've been blessed with the 2 heaviest 3-year-olds in kindergarten. And they're both gorgeous children, a little boy and a little girl, but very large. The little boy might even weigh pretty close to what I weigh. And I've picked up heavy children before, but I simply cannot move him. When I want him to sit a little bit higher up, I kind of have to lift a bum cheek up onto the table, or not the table, they've got this kind of cement bench thing outside the classroom. Lift one bum cheek up and then hang on to his shoulder here, and then kind of like wedge the other leg up so that he can pull his own bum cheek up, and finally he's sitting, and then I can help him to practice putting on his shoes, because he's also got to be able to do that by the time probably halfway through this year. Anyhow, so off we go. Chick, 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 all our little ducks in a row. I think I had about 21 or 22 of them at school today. Off we go. And we stand in a line waiting to go through the pipe, the big pipe, and then a plank that they have to walk on. So the poor kids have to be shoved through a pipe, single file through a pipe, and then they have to walk a plank, and then at the end of the plank there are meanies with plates of powder and pasting it all over their faces. So in conclusion, We finally, after trying for about 20 minutes or so to keep our little ducks from breaking their train, because even though they were standing still, they were totally bored. And we waited 20 minutes to get our chance to go through the big pipe. And the teacher on duty there decides she's going to shove my two big babies through the pipe at the same time. Anyhow, so one big baby goes ahead somehow inside the pipe. I did try and peek through the holes. And another baby sits down like this at one end, and the other little one sits down at the other end, and both of them start howling. And in between are three smaller children stuck between the two bigger ones, and neither big one wants to go out that way or this way. So finally, the teachers were yelling at me to call them through the hole in the pipe, which I tried to do, but of course they were too upset. And then they yanked one out by her legs, and the other one they yanked out by his little chubby arms on the other side. And finally, the traffic that was backed up behind could go through the pipe, walk the plank, and have their faces painted with powder, damp powder or something. But that wasn't the end of the drama. So I go running to go and see where my other students are after the two biggies blocked the pipe. And I can't find any of them because all the faces are painted. How am I going to find 20-odd baby zombies amongst 300 or however many were there this morning, other baby zombies? So I went around looking. They've got these little name tags and logos on their shirts, and I couldn't find mine. And I was like, oh my God, you know, if this was Little Dragons International in Bangkok, I'd have had the director coming to me like, oh, where are your students? And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to find these kids? And I went and I stood by a big dinosaur that was dancing around, and finally my children actually came to me, and that was such a relief. Anyhow, so you know, we should give the little ones more credit. They might only be 3 years old, but after a week and a half, they actually know where to go. They knew they have to look for their foreigner teacher named Teacher Cat, because that's my nickname for teaching, and for their tall Thai teacher, Teacher Chat, who is a fantastic lady. I'm very blessed to be working with somebody like that. And yeah, they found us. And bar one or two that were a bit tearful, everybody was hopping around and enjoyed their welcome initiation, or whatever you want to call it. It was definitely an initiation. So yeah, so just to wrap up this Successful Me insert, just to say that we should never underestimate people. We should always, and it doesn't matter what age they are, and I'm referring at this point to even as young as 3 years old. Don't think that they can't fend for themselves. Don't think that they can't follow instructions. You know, just don't ever underestimate people's abilities, and definitely do not judge a book by its cover. Look at this book. And now I'm going to close it because I'm really, really tired. And tomorrow I have a student's photograph board to complete. So I've got to get up at the crack of dawn and get to school by about 6:30 a.m. So thank you for watching, and see you again next time.